let's just say I have someone property management and they called me. I'll never forget. I was on my way back from the gym. Said, "Hey man, your house is on fire."
Hey, we're excited. This is always a good time linking with this brother. We definitely gonna talk about today some horror stories. So we always hear about, the good. We see the highlights, the nice cars, the big houses, the big checks. But people hate talking about when stuff just goes sideways. So this is one of the series we're gonna start up, and this is episode 1, and y'all are definitely in for a treat. With this man right here, something special. So we're gonna talk to him a little about his real estate journey. He'll introduce himself and tell a little bit about himself, his company, shameless plugs for support Black businesses, and talk about a horror story. So let's get on to it. Go ahead, brother.
Well, like I said, my name is Caleb. In the real estate industry, in the Louisville, Kentucky, and Atlanta market. Real estate definitely has its ups and downs. A lot of people that don't like to tell you about their downs per se, but trust me, if they telling you they don't have no bad stories, then I wouldn't believe them. I wouldn't believe them. But I mean, definitely, the real estate is something that, if you can, fortunate enough to get into it in some form or fashion, it definitely does help you out as far as building that generational wealth and be able to open up other doors and platforms that you may not be able to do. But like I said, it's not all fun and games. There's a lot of, with life, it's a lot of hurdles, speed bumps, and stuff along those lines that you got to go through.
Crash cars.
Yeah.
That's another horror story.
That's a different topic. That's a different topic. But as my man Phil said, you definitely do have a lot of ups and downs in this industry.
How long were you in it before you hit your first real speed bump?
First year.
Okay. Yeah.
First year, I would say my first rental property that I bought in Louisville. I say it was bad. I say it was my first one. Finding contractors. I can tell you that's my first one. I thought I had a good contractor. The game, they sounded good. They seemed to had good references and stuff along those lines, and they said they can do X, Y, Z. And let's just say when we signed the contract and stuff along those lines, when it was time to perform, they talked a good game, but their work didn't show it. So long story short, I ended up losing a couple of $1,000s because of the contractors got over on me. And ever since then, I learned as far as how you deal with contractors and make sure you put in their contract and give contractors draws and stuff along those lines, for you don't take that loss, because having a good contractor can make or break your real estate deal, because you have to make sure everything's up to code and things along those lines to make sure that project gets done right. But I can tell you that was my very first one. Like I said, my first project, I got it for a great deal. Thought I had a good contractor that I can trust, and everything was going to be good. The project was supposed to take a couple of months, get a tenant in there, and let's just say a project that was supposed to be 3 months ended up taking a little over a year, and a lot of hoops and hurdles to say the least. But once I finally did get the project done and I found the right contractor, I got hit with another uppercut. So I had a tenant in place, which was she was moving in place. Like I said, I got my first month's rent and everything, and let's just say I have someone property management and they called me. I'll never forget. I was on my way back from the gym. Said, "Hey man, your house is on fire." And I was like, "Hold on, what?" I was like, "No, you playing?" He said, "No, your house is on fire." I was like, "What are you talking about? I got a tenant, everything's good." But yeah, long story short, someone had broken into the property, and it was like some kids ended up setting it on fire. And this was literally when the property was already done. It was done. I had a tenant in there for not even a month yet, but yeah. So that was literally my first time getting into real estate. That was got messed over by the contractor, and then my property got set on fire, all within a year. But long story short, I tell you that now, I got my properties, everything's good, cash flowing, tenants fine and stuff along those lines, but it just shows you that could have got it. I ain't gonna lie, when I got that call, I was hurt. I'm not gonna lie, because I was hurt. But you say could have gave up on it, but just took a nice deep breath, I had to think about it and get back in the playing field and try to go from there. But like I said, I can tell you, like, my very first experience in this game was bad, to say the least. But I mean, ever since then, I mean, continue to have ups and downs in regards to projects and stuff along those lines. But I can tell you, I got hit with a left and a right as soon as I got into it. But I mean, didn't give up. And like I said, that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And ever since then, I mean, continue to weather the storm and continue to make the business grow and trying to get as many real estate investment properties or whatever that I can and go from there, man.
What do you think has been one of your keys with like being able to survive through like those hurdles? Because for a lot of people, especially with entrepreneurship being this little hot topic that everybody want to hop into now, and it was like, like I want to get rich or I want to make money, or you see people that are 19, 20 living crazy extravagant lives, dropping out of school, whatever.
Right.
But like as you get into it, and a lot of people get hit that first time and then like they just don't get up. What do you think makes the difference between those people that get into it and like survive through it versus like, I think everyone that wants to get into business, I mean, they say you don't have a business unless you've made it at least 3 years, because you get weeded out by whatever is going to happen because you got to hustle, grind, and get it going. So what do you think makes the major difference between them two categories?
I mean, it's not for the weak. It's just in life. You get hit with a jab, you're gonna be like, all right, you bounce back up, get off the canvas and figure like, all right, I might have messed up this way, but let me get back to the drawing board and figure out, all right, how can I get to my end goal? Because I mean, you can't give up on it. Because like I said, if I would have got kept that down when I was down, I don't know where I would have been. But I mean, you just realize, I mean, it's just that character. Some people are built for it, and some people, I mean, you try to do it for TV or stuff along those lines. But I mean, you really have to be able to weather those storms and realize that being an entrepreneur, you're gonna have a lot of ups and downs. But it's for real, the real entrepreneur, how you weather those storms. Because okay, everybody gonna be all good when it's when you got your highs, but when you got your lows, like how can you maneuver those and
them lows hit different when you're an entrepreneur, especially when you got bills on the line, and that's how you make money.
And I mean, that's what you like. You gotta have that thrill, because you gotta realize like, hey, you out there, you don't have that quote unquote that 9-to-5 check that's get paid every week, every 2 weeks. So now it's just like you got to go get it. And like I said, some people, they willing to put everything in and those long hours to try to be successful. Some people they're not. So like I said, it's really not built for everyone, but it really depends on that work ethic and that drive that you have.
For sure. So what are some good resources for people that are interested in getting started into wholesaling or buying their first rental property? Where can they go ahead and get started to learn? And what do you think some of the things you should have before you even start reading? Because, we talked about this earlier, just about like knowledge before you're ready to execute can become a curse, because then you feel like, like I'm lacking or I'm missing out, or like I know that this is possible. I know I could make $100,000 on a flip, but like what things do you need to have in line before you even start reading down that path? And then what are some good resources?
I would say, you definitely want to make sure all your ducks are on the row. I mean, like I said, there's so many different avenues that you can get into real estate, whether it's wholesaling, fix and flips, rentals. So you just want to figure out what avenue you want to go through, and then pick that avenue and then go down that avenue, because you don't want to dibble and dabble in too many different things, because like I said, in real estate, there's so many different things that you can make money in and stuff along those lines. So figure out what you're good at, what's your long-term goal you're trying to have as far as rental properties, for long-term holds and stuff along those lines, or you want to do, like I said, flips, or shit, you can also do wholesaling and stuff along those lines. So you just want to first figure out what you want to do, what fits you in your business model. Then after that, continue to go through other avenues and network with people that's already in that avenue to figure out what are some of the different things, that the hoops and hurdles that they had to face to be successful and stuff along those lines. So always network with people because there's always someone smarter than you, and there's always someone that knows something that you don't know. So why not reach out to them, try to pick their brain, figure out what they did wrong for when you get into the industry, whatever one you want to go to, you won't be making those same mistakes. Then also, just reading a lot of different books. So now you figure out what you want. Read different articles, YouTube videos, and also networking. Now, with COVID, networking is a little bit different these days, but also go to a lot of, you gotta mask up. gotta mask up. But as far as networking, try to figure out a good group of circle that has the same interests as you, and then pick their brains. I mean, of course, you're going to get some people that, quote unquote, think they're too good to share knowledge and stuff along those lines. But just like I said, don't take no. Continue to find someone else that will be able to help you, follow your goals and reach your goals. And then once you do that, I mean, continue to build and grow from it. Because like I said, there's so many different things that you learn in the real estate realm every day. But I mean, I would say as far as like getting started, those are some of the different, the major things in there. Figure out what you want. Once you figured out that avenue, network, read, and try to find someone that's been in there that has some experience in there, and to try to pick their brain as much as you can, and then go from there. And then after that, just be ready, because like I said, it's going to be a lot of lows. But I mean, once you get through those lows,
once you start being consistent, it's a slow and steady wins a race.
Exactly.
9 out of 10.
Exactly. And like I said, that's what it takes. I mean, like I said, entrepreneurship's not for everybody. Nope, it's not. But I can tell you, like, you're gonna have a lot of ups and downs, but you gotta weather the storm and keep it pushing and build a great team. Definitely get a good team as well.
Hey, keep it pushing. Do your thing. Best of luck on your journeys. Special appreciation to Caleb for sharing some knowledge. I hope my first rental property does not catch on fire.
Look, knock on wood,
Right.
on wood, man. Let's hope not, man. Let's hope not. I did that for you. Ain't got to go through that, man.
Where can the people find you, man?
Facebook, Instagram, Caleb H115, and also as far as Worldwide Elite Investments is my investment firm down here. So if you're looking to possibly sell something or whatever in the real estate realm, reach out to me.
Sounds good. See you guys next time. Peace.